All right. So this week we are talking about variables. And so what I provided for you is a PowerPoint presentation, a student handout, which you should pass out to your students immediately because they're going to write down some of the information from the PowerPoint presentation. And I have given them a Minecraft challenge that they're going to be walked through this week. And so let's start off with the PowerPoint presentation. Students will write down a lesson objective. They need to understand that variables are a block that they create and they give value to this block. So this video here, when you play it, it actually does a nice description of a variable, but I go very simple with my example. So play the video, students will answer the questions here using that video. So they may need to watch it a couple times just depending on your class. However, I'm going to talk about the example. And so let's say I create a block and I name this block name. Then I give the block name a value titled Benji. So now every time I put in the block name, the value of that block is Benji. So to show you what I mean here, here's my example. My dog is called Name. Name is 4 years old. When it's the weekend, I take Name to the park. Name loves to run and chase and play fetch. So the value of name is here for a reason. Name equals Benji. So this is my input. My output would look like this when I run the code. My dog is called Benji. Benji is 4 years old. When it's the weekend, I take Benji to the park. Benji loves to run and chase and play fetch. And I don't know why I have this extra Benji. It's not necessary. Oh, it's because I have this. I'll take that out too. However, the whole point of this, I'll just take it out later, but the whole point of this is to realize that I gave a value to this particular box, and the box has a value of Benji. So your students should realize that there are a couple rules that has to happen with variables, and that is you have to create a variable, and you have to label the variable, and then you need to give the variable a value. So just like here, my example was I created the variable name, and I'm going to make that value on the right-hand side of the equal sign, Benji. I can give a value of a number. I can give the value of a name. I can give it any value as long as I stick to the rules. The name of the variable is to the left of the equal sign. The value of that variable is to the right of the equal sign. And so we have our students write this down in their notes. The next part of this code is that I have my students follow the step-by-step process of creating a simple code that entails variables. And so to walk you through this code, it kind of looks like this. I have them open up Minecraft and Code Connection, and we've created two variables. The first one we've used week to week, two algorithms. The first one we use week to week, and that's TP, which is teleport your agent. And the other one is a brand new one. This one is going to use variables. And so we've actually grabbed two new blocks in here. The first one is, instead of on command jump, we grabbed on command chat with number. The other one is down here with variables, and we actually grabbed the number variable. And so the variable number doesn't have a value yet. We need to give it a value. So if I recreate this code, I grab the other two agent blocks, move forward by number. And let's say I want my agent to move forward by the number I give it. So I put that variable in there. So if I put 5 in the command, if I say, walk 5, he's going to walk 5 steps. If I say walk 3, my agent's going to move forward by 3 steps. So the other part that I want to try out is, so my kids can visually see it, is that the agent is going to place an object down. And I'm going to say this part is true. Okay? So now, just to walk you back through this code, every time I type in walk and I give a number, like let's say 5, my agent will walk 5 steps and place an object down along those 5 steps. So let's see if I did this code correctly. One other thing that I need to do for my agent is I need to give him a block. So I'm going to teleport him in this open area over here, hit TP. I'm going to give my agent the block to place down, so I'm going to right click on him. I'm going to get rid of these two just to show you how I did it. I want him to place this particular cobblestone, so I click it once, I drop it here by clicking again, and now my agent has that block to place. And then now my code was walk, so I'm going to type in T to open up the chat command, type in walk, and I'm going to say 5. So I want him to walk 5 steps because I gave the variable that value now. So let's see if he does it. Perfect. So he's walked 5 steps and he's placed a stone in 5 steps, just like I wanted to. If I wanted my agent to do walk 20, he's going to place down those blocks for 20 steps every time. So as long as now they can start to recognize that the variable is created and now I've given the value in my command chat, they can start making connections as to variables have a stored value, but my desire, the coder's desire, is what determines that value. So hopefully this is easy to understand. If you need any help with this, please let me know. Email me, call me. I'll be more than happy to go out there and help you. Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry. When your students are done, I actually give them another code to try out. Again, this is if they're ready to go. They can recreate this whole code, but I want your students to identify the variable in this code. They can play with it, they can, recreate it and play it out, but I want them to recognize what the variable is and what the variable actually does. If your students want to get a further practice, I want them to tell me what the code does line by line. And so when I type in dig with a number of levels, what happens? So try that out so the students can actually play with the code and they can see it and they can start writing out to see if they're right with the code. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out. Again, if you need any further explanation, just call me, email me. I'll be more than happy to. Bye-bye.